Hello, I'm Melody. Welcome to Myanmar Today, and this is where we take a look at what's happening in Myanmar. Here are the reports from our reporters. Loom's got the story on seminar on strengthening the Myanmar corporate governance framework to promote the Myanmar corporate governance. DJ Zin has the story on the Unicode migration for the nationwide that will be launched on October 1st. DJ Zin will again give us the detailed report on panel discussion organized by Myanmar Parenting Group on the topic about teaching sex education to children. And lastly, Jo has the story on managing challenges during the Myanmar transition. Before we get to the reports, let's have a quick look at the latest local news from around Myanmar. Union Election Commission (UEC) and International Republican Institute (IRI) signed an MOU on promoting inclusiveness in the 2020 general elections at the UEC office in Naypyidaw on Monday. The signing ceremony was attended by Chairman Ula Thane and members of the Commission and officials from the UEC office. Speaking at the event, the UEC chairman said Union Election Commission cooperated with International Republican Institute in the past, conducting trainings for political parties and increasing women and youth participation in the elections. He added that all political parties are needed to equally participate in the trainings, stressing the need to conduct trainings, focusing ethical codes, laws, and bylaws for political parties and representatives. According to an official who attended a ceremony held to form the Myanmar Society of Hypertension team, over 30% of people above the age of 18 in Myanmar are suffering from hypertension, and the condition can be remedied by leading a healthy lifestyle and eating healthy food. The ceremony was held at the Millennium Hotel in Yangon on Sunday. Professor Dr. Ne Win, the patron of the Myanmar Society of Hypertension and the chairman of the Myanmar Medical Practitioner Association, said hypertension therapy can be changed annually. Doctors will get the guidelines and make the public aware of the signs and symptoms of the hypertension. They will also cooperate with international organizations. An opening ceremony of Media and Information Literacy Course No. 1 conducted by Information and Public Relations Department of the Ministry of Information was held at IPRD Head Office Training School in Naypyidaw on Monday. In his opening speech, Deputy Minister for Information U Aung Hlathun said 3 objectives of the Ministry of Information were to inform, educate, and entertain. The word inform is very wide and diverse, and for the department to inform and educate the people, they need to be fully informed and knowledgeable. In addition to the news, writing and releasing the course with expert trainers will teach media and information literacy, electoral literacy, and digital literacy. The Deputy Minister said the experience and knowledge gained from the course must be used in the trainees' daily works and must be shared with colleagues who are unable to attend the course through multiplier courses for the best benefits of the country. That's all with the local news. You're still with me on MI Radio's Myanmar Today, and I believe it's now time for our first report. The seminar on corporate governance with the topic Strengthening the Myanmar Corporate Governance Framework was conducted by Kelvin Chia Yangon Company. The seminar took place at Prime Hill Business Square on July 5, 2019. The main idea of conducting the seminar was to promote the Myanmar corporate governance. For detail, Loom's report.
Hi, this is your messenger Loom. Greeting from MI Radio. International law firm Kelvin Chia Yangon Limited conducted a seminar on corporate governance with the topic Strengthening the Myanmar Corporate Governance Framework. The seminar took place at Prime Hill Business Square on July 5, 2019. The organizer of the event talked more about the seminar.
My name is Lyra Flores Bisnar. I'm a partner and a principal foreign attorney at Kelvin Chia Yangon. We're a commercial, full-service commercial law firm. So today we have organized a seminar on strengthening corporate governance in Myanmar. We have distinguished panelists here. We have the head of legal from YOMA and FMI. We have Macheri Trivedi, which she heads the Myanmar Institute of Directors. And we also have Mr. Azim, who is the head CFO of Aya Bank.
Companies, however, where you have block holders or controlling shareholders. For example, companies owned by big institutional investors or by families. For example, in Myanmar, we have a lot of those. The focus is more on how to make sure that the company will be run in a way that sufficiently takes into account the interests of the minority shareholders. So if you have 75% owned by me, how do we protect the 25% owned by me?
It's very important for companies, especially Myanmar companies, to make sure that the books that they have, the processes that they have in their companies are up to standard of the law, which is new, international standard, so that they become attractive for foreign investors and for other investors, and just so that they can operate in a manner of good faith and to be able to be successful as well.
The seminar featured different presentations from speakers and panel discussion led by top business leaders from leading businesses in Myanmar. Ms. Cherry Trivedi, CEO of Myanmar Institute of Directors, presented the presentation on the importance of corporate governance with the title Corporate Governance in Practice, Relevant and the Myanmar Context. Now, let's hear her experience of being a speaker and a panelist at the seminar.
So, when I have to look at corporate governance, right, and why you want to clean up your own operation first, why is that? So, we normally walk around with a lot of self-pride.
I'm an interim CEO of Myanmar Institute of Directors. My name is Macheri Trivedi. Myanmar Institute of Directors was established in 2018 with the support of IFC and financial support of UK Aid and Oz Aid. Establishing this is to provide best-in-class corporate governance structures in Myanmar and provide an educational platform for directors and promote transparency and good corporate governance in companies in Myanmar itself. Sure. This kind of dialogue is very much wanted, right? So Myanmar requires foreign direct investment. Myanmar requires strategic investors to grow. So what a lot of the Myanmar companies today have been operating under private and family businesses. So the next stage of growth requires transparency. It requires good corporate governance. It requires good financial applications into the system. It requires good checks and balances. So today's seminar gives everyone an idea of why we should proactively do the right disclosures and change our ways of how we function and how we run our companies.
So Simon Ongje, Corporate Affairs Supervisor of Kevin Chair Yangon Limited, expressed, the overall seminar was so fruitful that the participants had a productive time learning the importance of corporate governance in Myanmar and promoting the corporate governance in the future.
ကျွန်တော်ကိုဆိုင်မွန်မှာ Kelvin Chair က Corporate Affairs Supervisor ခင်ဗျကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီ Kelvin Chair ရန်ကုန် presentation ကိုပြီးတော့ဒီ MOI ဒီမြန်မာ Institute of Director presentation မှာလည်းဆွေးနွေးခဲ့တဲ့အရာဒီမြန်မာနိုင်ငံမှာဒီ corporate governance ရဲ့အရေးကြီးတဲ့ပုံရဲ့ပြီးတော့ဒါကိုနောက်ထပ်ဆက်ပြီးဘယ်လို promote လုပ်သွားမှာလဲဘယ်လိုမျိုးပို့ပြီးတော့ awareness ရအောင်လုပ်သွားမယ်ဆိုတာကိုလည်းကျွန်တော်တို့သိသိဆွေးနွေးနိုင်ခဲ့တယ်ဆိုတာတွေ့ရတယ်ခင်ဗျ
At the following seminar, the registered participants from business sector, both local and international, joined. Alright, that's all I have for now. Goodbye, until next story, I am yours, Lu.
That's the report on seminar on corporate governance with topic strengthening the Myanmar corporate governance framework. We'll be taking a look at the stock and currency exchange rates in Yangon in a while, but let's check our weather updates now in the three major cities in Myanmar. In Yangon, cloudy and a couple of thunderstorms. The daily outlook is around 30 degrees Celsius high, but it feels like 35 degrees Celsius. There's a 55% chance of rain for the day. In Naypyidaw, overcast, occasional rain and thunderstorm. The daily outlook is around 28 degrees Celsius high, but it feels like a 35 degrees Celsius. 56% chance of rain for the day. Looking ahead, thunderstorm in the area through Thursday afternoon. In Mandalay, mostly cloudy, a few thunderstorms this afternoon. The daily outlook is around 33 degrees Celsius high, but it feels like 36 degrees Celsius, 61% chance of the rain for the day. And that's the weather updates here in Myanmar. Before we move on to stocks and currency exchange rates, let's take a look at the second report for today. Myanmar will see the transition to Unicode system on digital devices on 1st October of 2019. Myanmar Computer Federation, along with governmental officials, held a press conference on bringing Unicode to electronic users in Myanmar. According to the report at the press conference, Myanmar is the only country in the world which has not launched Unicode system to the users. The last country to do so, Cambodia, did the launch its Unicode system 10 years ago. Therefore, Myanmar needs to follow the footsteps of other countries if it wants to gain access to international electronic devices easily. Let's hear from Williamson for the full report.
Under the guidance of the Ministry of Transports and Communications, Myanmar Computer Federation, together with tech-related specialists, will release Unicode system for the electronic devices across the country for a better writing and reading quality of Myanmar language on electronic devices. The press conference on launching of Unicode for nationwide was held on 5th of July 2019 at MICT in Yangon. According to the report at the press conference, this Unicode is built in accordance with International Unicode Standard and launching will be on 1st of October 2019 nationwide. Now let's hear from Dr. Tun Turatet speaking on the importance of migration to Unicode for the common people.
Inclusive transformation ပေါ့အားလုံးပါဝင်ဖို့လိုတယ်အဲ့တော့ဘာကြောင့်ကျွန်တော် Unicode မြန်မာစာရအောင်လုပ်လဲဆိုတော့ဒီကမ္ဘာလုံးမှာရှိတဲ့နည်းပညာတွေကိုကျွန်တော်တို့ကဒီအားလုံးသုံးနိုင်အောင်လုပ်ဖို့ကမြန်မာစာရောတိုင်းရင်းသားစာအားလုံးကရဖို့လိုတယ်ဒါကြောင့် Unicode ပြောင်းသုံးရတာပေါ့နော်
The common people are very important in this transformation. That's why we call it inclusive transition. The reason for making this Unicode system is that to avail all the global technologies, we need to make them available in every language that are in our nation, not just Burma language. It has to be available in any other ethnic languages as well. This is why we are shifting into Unicode system. In this transitional period, we already confront hindrances, so we need to solve this issue first. By solving these issues before October 1st and let the users know what are the problems with their devices, then we can solve their problem in advance. Way before nationwide migration to Unicode system, the government sector have already adopted ISO 10646 system, which Myanmar Computer Federation said is suited with international standard. All the government sectors started to use this Unicode system from 1st of April, and it is reported that the change was a success. But it was not a complete success. Still, it has some issues in adopting Unicode system, but Myanmar Computer Federation, together with other reputed international experts, are trying to fix the problems for a better system. Now once again, let's hear from Dr. Tun Turatet speaking on the challenges that are ahead in transition period.
အမှန်တကယ်တော့ Unicode ဆိုတာကြတော့ဒါနာမည်တွေပဲပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့ဒီ user ဘက်ကသူအဆင်ပြေတဲ့ဟာသုံးပါပဲအဲ့တော့အဆင်ပြေအောင်လုပ်ပေးဖို့အားလုံးမှတာဝန်ရှိတယ်
In reality, Zoji and Unicode are just the names. The users will use what they are comfortable with. For this, the health care shall be provided from the tech groups and other responsible persons and the centers of their devices. And then mobile operators like Telenor, MPT, Ooredoo, and Mytel are all responsible to help their customers for any kind of issue, as well as other tech companies like Samsung and Oppo. Only when we all help each other, we can have a smooth transition to Unicode. Media also plays an important role. It plays mainly in two areas. The first is to impart the news, and after imparting the news, we ourselves must accept the change and adopt Unicode. Then the public will see that they cannot read the news without accepting the change. The best is knowing beforehand we see the change, then only we can have a smooth transition. Some of the main purposes behind shifting to Unicode are to avail all the languages in Myanmar for printing and all the languages to be able to display with just one font. Secondly, it also aims to make Myanmar language available for interchange, where users can change from Myanmar language to any other language in Google or vice versa. Lastly, it aims Myanmar language to be available for processing natural language, where human and machine will use this language in advance for communications. This is Williamson reporting for MI Radio.
That's the report on the story on the Unicode migration for nationwide that will be launched on October 1st. Alright, let's now check out the currency rates for the Myanmar Central Bank. $1 is at 1,507 jets, 1 Chinese RMB is at 219 jets, 1 euro is at 1,693 jets, 1 pound sterling is at 1,888 jets, 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,108 jets, 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 364 jets, 1 Thai baht is at 49 jets, and the Indian rupee is at 22 jets. Gold is trading at $1,394. Silver is at $15, and Brent crude oil is at $64. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI is at 10,500. MTSH is down to 3,500. MCB is at 7,800. And FPB is at 23,500, and TMH is at 2,950. And that's all on currency rates and Yangon Stock Exchange for today. This is Myanmar Today broadcasting live from Myanmar International Radio. You can visit our website at miradio.com.mm and listen to our radio programs live on the website. Great music, great shows, keeping you entertained. And if you're on FM, catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, 96.7 in Naypyidaw, or better yet, download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices so MI Radio is with you wherever you go. And now moving on to the third report. The panel discussion organized by Myanmar Parenting Group was conducted to raise awareness about sex education among the parents. In the report, reporter DJ Henry Zin is to talk about what the sex education is and why it is necessary to teach to the children.
Hello guys, this is your reporter DJ Henry Zin from MI Radio. I'm now at Skaraway Palace, where the panel discussion for teaching sex education to your children is being held. Well, it is obvious that much more knowledge about sex education is still required among the parents in Myanmar. So in this report, we will find out about what the sex education is and why it is necessary to teach your children about sex education. So without any further ado, let's find out with me.
Sex ဆိုတာတော့ဘာကိုစားပြုလဲဆိုရင်ဒီ sexuality နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့အစိတ်ပိုင်းတိုင်းကိုစားပြုပါတယ် education ဆိုတာတော့ဒါအားလုံးသိပါတယ် right information ကိုပေးတာပေါ့ဒါကြောင့် sex education ကိုအကျဉ်းချုံးပြီးတော့ပြောရမယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ဒီလိင်နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ sexuality နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့အချက်လက်တိုင်းကိုကျမတို့ကမှန်မှန်ကန်ကန် information ပေးခြင်းကို sex education လို့ပြောချင်ပါတယ်
Sex represents every part concerning sexuality, and education means giving right information. So, sex education in short is giving right information about every fact concerning sexuality. The panelists are Dr. DJ Henry Zin, lecturer, Department of Chai Hill, University of Medicine, Makwe, Dr. Pyudiha, writer and social influencer, Ma Music, Mami blogger, Yan Yan Chen, artist, Masule Wim, Myanmar Parenting admin, and Dr. Kainsabe Mim, Myanmar Parenting admin. Sex education includes a wide range of topics from the system of body parts and the sexual intercourse to love, emotions, and value in a relationship. Later, it is defined as Comprehensive Sexuality Education (CSE).
Sex education ကိုဘယ်ရွယ်မှာစပြီးသင်တယ်လဲလို့မေးလိုက်ရင်တော့ကလေးလေးနားလေတိတက်ပြီးဆိုတဲ့အရွယ်မှာကျမတို့စပြီးစကားပြောဖို့လိုပါပြီအများကြီးသင်လို့တော့မရသေးပါဘူးသူ့ရဲ့ခန္ဓာကိုယ်စိတ်ပိုင်းလေးတွေကိုကျမတို့တစ်ခုချင်းစီတေချာသိအောင်စပြီးသင်ပေးလို့ရတယ်အဲ့ဒီအဆင့်ကနေမှတဖြည်းဖြည်းတက်ပြီးတော့ဒီခန္ဓာကိုယ်တွေအလုပ်လုပ်တာဘယ်လိုလဲဆိုတာသင်ပေးလို့ရတယ်
We need to teach the children about sex education since when they have enough understanding. We can start from teaching them about their body parts, and in the next step, the way the body parts walk, and more advanced education step by step. One of the issues that Myanmar is facing in the present time is child abuse, which includes child sexual harassment, and in the severe cases, it includes child rape. So one of the ways to prevent your children from being abused sexually is to teach them about sex education.
တန်းငယ်မလေးမှုကာကွယ်ဖို့ဆိုရင်ကျွန်တော်လှုပ်ဆောင်မဲ့အချက်တွေတော့အများကြီးပဲရှိပါတယ်။အဲဒီထဲမှာကျွန်တော်တစ်ချက်ကတော့ဗာလဲဆိုတော့ဒီလိမ်မှုဆိုင်ရာအသိပညာပေးထားဖို့ပေါ့နော်။ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့ကလေးရဲ့သဘောတဘာဝကလူကြီးနဲ့ရှင်လိုက်လို့ရှိရင်ခွန်အားအဖြစ်ခွန်အားအားနေတယ်။ပြီးတော့အသိဉာဏ်ပိုင်းဆိုင်ရာအားနေတယ်။အားနေတော့ခွန်အားအဖြစ်အားနေတဲ့အခါမှာကလေးကအနိုင်ကျင့်အချမ်းဖတ်လို့တိတ်လွယ်ပေါ့နော်။ဆိုတော့ညလဲ
There are many measures we have to carry out to prevent child rape. One of the ways is to teach sex education. It is natural that the children are weaker physically and mentally than adults. Despite being physically weak, most of the rape cases are not committed by the strangers using physical strength, but by the family persons taking advantage of the lack of knowledge of children. In the previous times, it is misunderstood that having a conversation between the parents and children about sexuality is kind of embarrassing, but now it is realized that teaching sex education is not talking about sexual relationship of men and women, but understanding how the body system works.
မိဘတွေအနေနဲ့လေ့လာဖို့လိုပါတယ်။ဘာကြောင့်လဲဆိုတော့ကလေးလေးတွေနောက်ဒီကလေးလေးကတဖြည်းဖြည်းအရွယ်ရောက်လာပြီးပြိုပေါ်ရင်ဝင်မယ်ပေါ့။ဒါကြောင့်မှကျမတို့ကချာမိဘနဲ့အတူတူအနည်းဆက်ဆုံးရှိနေတာပဲဒီကလေးလေးတွေက။ဒါကြောင့်မိဘ
Parents need to study about sex education because it is our culture that the children grow together with their parents in their whole life. So the parents must teach them. To do so, the parents have to study first by reading books and understand what to teach according to their ages.
ဆိုတော့ယောက်ျားလေးရောမိန်းကလေးရောတင်ပေးတင်တယ်ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့အမကိုယ်တိုင်သားမွေးထားတာအဲ့သားနှစ်ယောက်ကိုဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီ sex education နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ဥစ္စာတွေဆိုလို့ရှိရင်သူတို့အရွယ်ရောက်လာတာနဲ့သူတို့ရဲ့ body changes နောက်ပြီးတော့ဒီ body changes နောက်ဒီစိတ်တွေပေါ့နော်သူတို့ရဲ့စိတ်တွေပြောင်းလာ
One of the parents told we must that both boys and girls should be taught sex education. I also have two sons, and through their body changes and mental changes, I teach them as their mother and their friend. I also teach my niece about which body parts are not to be touched. I educate them according to their age and understanding. That's all for now. This is your reporter Dora Susan from MI Radio.
That's the report on the panel discussion led by Myanmar Parenting Group to raise awareness about sex education. Don't go anywhere just yet because we've still got one last report for you from Akajaw on managing challenges during Myanmar's transition. The conference Managing Challenges During Myanmar's Transition explores the impact of transition period on Myanmar society. The two-day conference took place at Yangon University Arts Hall on Friday and Saturday. Akajaw has more.
The conference, titled as Managing Challenges During Myanmar's Transition, took place at the Yangon University's Arts Hall on Friday and Saturday. The conference explores the impact of transition period on Myanmar society. Experts from Australia, China, and Myanmar discuss the challenges Myanmar faces during transition period. On current research that engages with effects of policy change across social, political, and economic spheres. The two-day conference is presented by University of Yangon, the Australian National University Myanmar Research Centre, and University Institute of Myanmar Studies. U Kim Maung Lin, Joint Secretary 1 of Myanmar Institute of Strategic and International Studies, MISIS, highlighted the primary challenges Myanmar need to tackle for transition.
This ethnic problem is very important for the trust building, because the main theme of this session is trust building and how to fight, how to overcome the trust deficit in our society and country. So I think they have done a lot of good research on all these issues, and I think further study and exploration is required by especially young people to remedy this situation and then bring our country better with more harmony among ethnic people, more successful in anti-corruption, and a better civil-military relationship.
The 2011-2015 Myanmar political reforms were a series of political, economic, and administrative reforms in Myanmar undertaken by the military-backed government. These reforms include the release of pro-democracy leader Daw Aung San Suu Kyi from house arrest and subsequent dialogues with her, establishment of the National Human Rights Commission, general amnesties of more than 200 political prisoners, institution of new labor laws that allowed labor unions and strikes, relaxation of press censorship, and regulations of currency practices. Some attendees raised questions on whether the military is likely to initiate another coup amidst the rising tension. Mr. Kong Bang, expert from China, commented on this.
First of all, the Myanmar people could not accept a new coup and could not accept a new military regime. And for the international community, it's impossible. For we can see from 2011, the Myanmar transition is the most successful transition in the world. We can see from the north of Africa, from the middle is China, is Asia, and the other country. They all have faced many issues, but in Myanmar we can see they have two election and USDP party and NLD.
People of Myanmar are frustrated as the elected democratic government falls short of expectation. Experts noted that 5 years of transition period is long enough a time, but it is not long enough to rebuild the entire country, and patience should be exercised to see the fruitful results. Dr. Charlotte Galloway, Director of Myanmar Research Center from ANU College of Asia and the Pacific, commented.
I think it's also a two-sided conversation. People's expectations are not being met, but I think people's expectations need to be managed. As we've already spoken about, this country has made great progress, but not everyone is going to be happy all the time. Not everyone is going to be satisfied that their needs are being addressed in a timely fashion. So I think perhaps managing expectations is probably the most important thing at the moment, and looking at where we started and where everything is at now.
This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
Well, that's all the reports we have for today. Now let's explore a little more around the world to see if there's anything strange or interesting happening around the world. A Detroit man performed 4,689 chest-to-ground burpees, a conditioned exercise, in 12 hours in support of a military foundation. Brian Abel, an active U.S. Army soldier, performed the exercise in which a person squats, places the palms of the hand on the floor in front of the feet, jumps back into a push-up position, returns to the squat position, and then jumps into the air while extending the arms overhead. 4,689 times, beating his goal of 4,500. He now awaits certification from Guinness World Records to see if his attempt set the world record in the maneuver. Abel performed the burpees on Sunday at Carl's Family YMCA in Milford, Michigan, to raise funds and awareness of the Stronger Warrior Foundation, which sends personal material to active duty members of the military. Over $1,300 was raised on Sunday, and the foundation streamed the entire 12-hour performance on Facebook. A deer joined visitors for a swim at a Lake Michigan beach on 4th of July weekend. Katie Pack shared video of the encounter as the white-tailed buck interacted with beachgoers in the water at Sauktuk State Park on Saturday. The deer spent about 30 minutes among the crowd searching for snacks and licking a girl's leg, according to the video's description. Video shows the deer calmly standing near the edge of the water as a crowd gathers around to watch while taking pictures and videos. Well, I wish my 4th of July was exciting as that. I guess the white-tailed buck wanted a splash of water and freedom as well. That's all with the news and reports on Myanmar Today. You can leave your comments and messages on our Facebook posts and catch Myanmar Today on radio from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., 1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., and from 7 to 7:30 to 8 in the evening, Monday to Friday. Thank you for being with us on MI Radio's Myanmar Today. I'm Melody, filling in for Henry. We'll be right back tomorrow. Have a great day.